Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thanks for joining us. Topping the headlines, Minister for Sports, Honourable Justina Charles, comments on Shane Shillingford's achievement. The establishment of constituency offices is meeting its objectives, and there are plans for tourism officials here to develop a dedicated system to capture all expenditure related to the tourism industry. All these stories and more when National Focus returns.
Hello, I am Bishop Gabriel Malzer, Bishop of Roseau, and I am Dominica. Are you?
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. Dominica's Prime Minister, Honourable Roosevelt Skerrit, says there is a need for training within the hospitality and tourism sector. The Dominica leader says this will significantly enhance service delivery at these institutions.
I also want to recognize the special efforts of the employees, most of the employees of these hotel plants. I believe that with the not having the full-scale training that is required, in going across the country myself, going to the various restaurants, you can see there's a commitment to excellence in service. And I believe if we can properly train those people, on-the-job training, and I'm offering the State College as a facility to provide that kind of training to our hotel employees to really take them to the next level insofar as training is concerned. So I put it to the distinguished president of the DHDA, and who has exceptional training and experience in the area, to speak to the college. This is an executive decision we're taking, and the college has the authority to implement that program jointly with yourself. And if there is some need for some kind of scholarship or bursaries to the employees, the government of Dominica is prepared to assist in meeting the cost, or to a great extent the cost associated to this kind of training. And of course, we have the hospitality program. It's important that you, the hotel owners, you, the restaurant owners, speak to the college. Indicate to them what type of employees you're looking for. Do not wait for them to train them, and then you say, well, these are not the people I'm looking for. It's important for you to inform them as to what are the specific things you're looking for, so that the core program, the core tuition and training program can be tailored to respond to your direct needs.
Government is committed to ensuring that the incidence of crime is decreased. Prime Minister Honourable Roosevelt Skerrit says his government is committed to this cause and will provide additional manpower and other resources to fight crime across the island.
In addition to the construction of police stations, in addition to providing the police with additional assets, we have asked the police to implement special programs, and we're providing additional vehicles to Portsmouth, and we'll be sending a special team of police officers, and we'll be employing additional special constables who will be responsible solely to tourism, who will deal with issues related to tourism across the country. And I believe we may have to employ as many as 20 special constables. And the idea is that all the beaches and the tourism sites, whether it's daytime or nighttime, we should be able to cover them as far as practically possible. And that team will also be visiting certain properties during the day, during the night, to liaise with your security personnel so that they can join forces in addressing and fighting the issue of crime in our society. And I'm hoping that we can implement that program as early as May 2012. And the resources for that initiative will be specially made available to the police, so there is not an issue of resources for the implementation of that.
Tourism Minister Honourable Ian Douglas says there are plans to develop a dedicated system to capture all expenditure related to tourism in Dominica. The minister made the disclosure while addressing the official launch of Tourism Awareness Month this week.
This system will enable the determination of the expenditure from all areas of tourism and consequently inform the government on the real contribution of tourism to the economy. The Ministry of Tourism and Discover Dominica are working feverishly to set up the tourism satellite account with support from the European Union. The hotels and guest houses must, however, be forthcoming with their occupancy data to assist the process of compiling this data, and the DDA must find an innovative approach to obtaining this important data.
The minister noted that there are clear manifestations of the importance paid by the Ministry of Tourism to the island's tourism sector.
The government's tremendous investment in the Melvin Hall Airport and the major road networks are testimony to the importance attached to improving the island's infrastructure to facilitate the comfort and convenience of our citizens and our visitors alike. Additionally, the expected increase in the stock of hotel rooms with the construction of the 60-room Moroccan hotel at Portsmouth, Cabritz, which is progressing very well, is also evidence of the government's commitment to growing the tourism sector. The private sector, with support from the Invest Dominica Authority and from the Aid Bank, is also involved in investments in hotel infrastructure to contribute to the diversity of rooms on the island.
Minister Douglas appealed to nationals to take care of the environment.
The drive to clean up and beautify the environment must be accelerated and sustained. The government is again moving ahead with plans for the second annual National Cleanup Campaign initiated by the Honorable Prime Minister last year. If we are truly to achieve our goal of sustainable tourism that enrich the lives of all citizens, we must be actively involved in the protection of the environment. We must all get involved and contribute to not only cleanliness of our immediate surroundings and our various communities, but we must also get involved in beautifying the surroundings. Get involved in the Tidy Village competitions, the Adopt a Block program. Get our schools involved in the beautification of our communities. The Cadet Corps must have a beautification drive. Our scout troops and other like organizations must make cleanup and beautification part of their routine activities.
Teamwork and support are credited for the success of the Dominica Nursing Service, according to the matron at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Letitia Lestrade Wyke. Wyke was addressing a press conference held at the government headquarters on Tuesday to launch a Nurses Month of activities. Wyke is responsible for coordinating the activities planned for May 1st to June 3rd, which includes whale watching and a retired nurses' tea party. She said that the aim of the service is to improve the level of care offered to patients.
We all work as a team, so we lend support to each other based, for the activities that we assign to do. I look forward to a good month and to working with our customers as we try to improve on the delivery of care to our patients and the citizens of Dominica on the whole.
Matron White conveyed her satisfaction of the idea of a Nurses Month of activities, which was born in 2011, is now a reality.
I remember last year when the principal nursing officer on our visit to the wards on May 12 said that in 2012 we're going to have a month of activities. And Piano, I need to congratulate you. It is coming through.
Minister for Youth and Sports, Justina Charles, has described Shane Shillingford's performance at the 3rd Digicel Test match as a treat for Dominicans. Additionally, Minister Charles expressed approval at Shillingford's appointment as Sports Ambassador.
We as a nation could not have asked for a more appropriate sporting treat. What a historical and elated moment it was. In recognition of his splendid performance, he was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador for Sports. And I am happy to say that Shane left this country on Tuesday morning for England carrying his diplomatic passport.
Minister Charles was speaking at the 6th Annual National Sports Awards held at the Fort Young Hotel on Wednesday, where Luan Gabriel and Lennon Bannis copped the Sportswoman and Sportsman of the Year awards, respectively. Shillingford's show at the Test match has made him the first West Indian spinner to take 10 wickets in a Test since 1966. Meantime, Sports Coordinator Trevor Shillingford, in his address on Wednesday, commented on the theme of the 2012 awards ceremony, spurring on the sporting achievement through national recognition.
The intention, therefore, is to provide motivators from a national level to ensure that our sportspersons aspire to attain the higher levels. At this year's awards function, the ministry is giving out 34 awards to our deserving sports personalities and organizations. This year, we have included one new award, which is the Sponsor of the Year. This is in an effort to encourage the corporate community to continue supporting the efforts of our sports organizations and to prove to our sponsors in a tangible way that their efforts are appreciated.
Shillingford mentioned achievements of nationals at several regional events during 2011.
In netball, Dominica was declared joint champions at the regional Under-13 Netball Festival. In basketball, Dominica won the basketball segment of the Windward Island School Games, while our national team played unbeaten at invitational tournaments both locally and regionally. In volleyball, Dominica won the boys division at the Windward Island School Games and took the runner-up position in the girls division. Also in 2011, Dominica played host to the largest ever Windward Island School Games with over 240 participants competing in 5 sporting disciplines. Dominica took the runner-up position at these games. The signs are encouraging in 2012. The exploits of Shane Shillingford at home against the highly rated Australians and the gold medal winning performance at the Carifta game by sprint sensation Luan Gabriel, who came first over an athlete from Jamaica, are among the highlights for 2012 thus far.
Minister responsible for constituency empowerment, Honourable Ambrose George, says the establishment of constituency offices in communities across the island has met its objectives. The minister made the comment during Thursday's Insight program with Mervyn Paul.
The secretary who is responsible for the office is to, apart from the day-to-day management of the office, is to really cooperate and communicate with the constituents in terms of taking messages, in terms of providing information, in terms of making appointments for the parliamentary representatives, and being there even when, for example, on a constituency day in particular, when the parliamentary representative is at the office and conducting what we refer to generally as the clinic, because every constituency office does have its own day, on a Thursday in particular, when the parliamentary representative is present to meet with the constituents on many issues, varying issues, and to really deal with the people and see how best we can and would empower the citizenry of the various constituencies.
Honourable George explained that the response from the constituencies regarding the offices have been positive.
That in itself has really created a tremendous impact, both in terms of the parliamentary representative access to the constituents, as well as the constituents being able to meet with the parliamentary representative in an office. Previously it was probably by the roadside, in his vehicle, maybe a rum shop, after church, you know, things like that. So now that those offices have been established, well located, strategically located, I think it has enabled, and in fact empowered the people, because they have that greater access to the parliamentary representative.
Meantime, major roadworks are on the cards for the Roseau South constituency. Honourable George is parliamentary representative for that constituency.
For many years now, those developers have basically turned their backs on those communities. Prime examples like Waterhouse, Castle Comfort, Leopoldville, and so on. And therefore, the burden is now on the government, and more so the Ministry of Public Works, to maintain those roads which were developed and built by private developers. So that extends the situation in terms of the demands for repairs and renovation and rehabilitation of our roads. And one of the other things, though, one has to note is that many of the roads, for example, when one looks at the Eggleston-Giraudet Road, for example, I mean, I walked on those roads as a little boy, And at my age now, you can imagine those roads were there before me, before I was born. So you're looking at roads that are probably 60, 70 years old. And those roads were never once, since they were built, completely rehabilitated or completely resurfaced. And therefore, what we have is a situation where the roads have become fatigued. You've got to be patching those roads very, very regularly. And that in itself is creating some financial constraint on the Ministry of Public Works, which is directly responsible for the maintenance of the roads. But what is required now, and that is being attended to, is to, in a systematic way, in a scheduled way, to have those roads rehabilitated, widened in some areas. And for example, the Eggleston Road. That road, as I said, has been built for several years. We have a lot of edge failures. The surface is breaking up regularly. You patch today, tomorrow, exactly where you patched. Next to it, another hole develops. So it's a continuous process in terms of the breaking down of the roads. And really, what the government is focusing now is to attempt to rehabilitate those major roads, those major arteries of roads.
The parliamentary representative says that there are efforts being made to improve housing in the constituency.
The demand is great. I mean, if one were to look at Roseau South in terms of its housing requirements, just for renovations, we're talking a couple $1 million, because of the size of the constituency and the needs and demands that are there. And so, yes, we have been attempting to do so. It's a tremendous task. It calls for significant resources, but from time to time, as I said to the people, when resources become available, we will certainly attempt to meet to their needs and their concerns as far as housing is concerned. The question of the retirees, again, because Roseau South is part of the city, and we have had some communities developed over the years, Castle Comfort, Wall House, now Leopoldville, Emsall, Bath Estate is a highly developed area. There are many of the public officers reside in those areas. Many of them have been retired. And these are persons who built their homes several years ago. Right. And those homes are now calling for, facelifts and repairs. You can actually drive around and see the fascia boards and the eaves and the galvanized in poor state. Now, these are persons who are retired. They can no longer go to the bank for a loan because of their status now. And I'm sure for those who have been retired many years ago, their gratuities probably went into their mortgages, to pay their mortgages or finish pay their mortgages, and probably to help school their children overseas and even locally. And therefore, they do not have the financial means of not only approaching the bank, but really undertaking the kind of repairs that their homes would need. And I think at some time we were discussing at the government level, putting a special facility in place for such persons so that they could access that source of funding to carry out whatever repairs that their homes would require. Because they have been retired years, but these are persons who still have another 20, 30, 40 years to live, and therefore, they need to be comfortable also, apart from the other persons who require just the usual maintenance in terms of renovations and assistance and stuff like that.
And that's news. When we come back, we'll bring you the upcoming events and government notices. Stay tuned.
Dominica is a blessed land with so much to offer to its citizens and visitors alike. Someone truly experiencing Dominica will feel a sense of renewal, rebirth, rejuvenation, and even a sense of spiritual uplifting. The sound of nature at every turn, and the sights of those pure gifts from above. Hello, I am Bishop Gabriel Malzer, Bishop of Roseau, and I am Dominica. Are you?
You're watching GIS.
Private candidates who are registered to write the 2012 CXC, CSEC, and GCE examinations are asked to collect their timetables at the Cornwall Street office of the Ministry of Education before Monday, May 14, 2012. Some form of pictorial ID is required. The government of the Republic of Cuba is inviting applications for scholarships, from citizens of Dominica below the age of 25 years to pursue studies in medicine for the 2012-2013 academic year. Applicants should possess a minimum of 5 CXC passes, including the science subjects with grade 1s and 2 or equivalent qualifications. Application forms, together with copies of curriculum vitae, birth certificate, and certified copies of all academic qualifications, must be submitted to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, Government Headquarters, Roseau, Commonwealth of Dominica. Application forms and further information can be obtained from the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development. The deadline for receipt of applications is May 16, 2012. Public officers must apply through their heads of department. The general public is informed that from May 1, 2012, the office of the Waitukubuli National Trail Management Unit will no longer be located on Hodges Lane in Roseau. During the week ending May 5th, the Management Trail Unit will be moving to its new office location at Pokase, which is expected to interfere with provision of normal services to the public. Effective May 8, the Trail Management Unit will resume normal functioning and will operate from the WNT Research and Interpretation Facility, the headquarters for the trail at Pokase. In addition, the Trail Management Unit will also operate a desk at the Forestry Division on Valley Road, Roseau, for ease of contact, liaison to the main office, and dissemination of information. Information about the trail will also be available at the Tourist Information Center on the Bayfront. Up next is the tip of the day. In today's tip, we'll discuss how to build a positive attitude. Become more aware of your thoughts. When a negative thought enters your mind, try to replace it with a positive one. Be kind to yourself. Do at least one thing a day that you enjoy doing and which makes you happy. Listen to music that you love, and every day read inspiring quotes. Visualize your life as you wish it to be and believe in your vision. Refuse to have any doubts and negative thoughts. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine. Thanks for watching.